The hidden dangers on your plate. A story of 5 forgotten vegetables. You've been taught for decades that milk is the key to strong bones. You drink your milk, you take your calcium supplements, and you believe you're doing everything right. But what if the very things you're overlooking, the simple, humble vegetables on your plate, are the true heroes you've been missing? What if, without them, your body is like a beautiful but empty treasure chest? That's exactly what I discovered with my patient, Mary. I'm Dr. Miller, and my life's work is helping people over 50 live with strength and dignity. Today, I want to tell you about Mary, a 67-year-old retired landscape designer from a picturesque town in Vermont. Mary was a woman who spent her life working with her hands, cultivating life and beauty from the earth. But over time, the very earth she loved seemed to be winning. The simple act of kneeling down to plant a seed or bend to pull a weed became a source of searing pain. When she first walked into my clinic, it was with a shuffle, not a stride. She leaned on a worn wooden cane, and her shoulders were slumped forward, as if carrying the weight of a lifetime of labor she could no longer bear. Her hands, once so nimble and strong, now trembled as she spoke. "Doctor," she whispered, her voice tinged with a deep sense of betrayal. "I've done everything right. I've drunk milk since I was a little girl. But now my bones feel like they're made of glass. I feel like my body has just turned its back on me." In her voice, I didn't just hear physical pain. I heard a woman who had lost her connection to her purpose. I saw the anguish of someone whose identity was tied to their strength, their ability to work with their hands. Her story became my mission. I knew her problem wasn't a lack of calcium. It was a lack of the 5 essential nutrients from vegetables that turn calcium from a simple mineral into a bone-building superpower. If you've ever felt that same quiet fear that your body is slowly, silently betraying you, I want you to type "yes" in the comments. This is for you. I'm going to reveal the 5 forgotten vegetables that Mary was missing, the simple yet powerful changes we made, and how they helped her reclaim her life, her garden, and her dignity. 1. The missing key to calcium. Mary's first mistake was a classic one, and it's a trap many of us fall into. She was taking a high-dose calcium supplement every day, believing that more was always better. But her body wasn't absorbing it. It was like she was filling a swimming pool with a hose, but the pool had a gaping hole at the bottom. I had to explain it to her in a way she could understand. "Mary," I said, "think of your calcium as the money you're earning. You have a lot of it, but without a bank account, it just sits under your mattress, useless. Your body needs a special key to put that money to work. That key is vitamin K." Mary looked at me, a flicker of doubt in her eyes. "But I eat a lot of salad. Doesn't that help?" "A little," I conceded. "But you're missing the key players. The richest source of vitamin K isn't just any green. It's spinach. A single 100-gram serving of cooked spinach contains nearly 500 micrograms of vitamin K, which is 5 times the recommended daily intake. This vitamin activates osteocalcin, a protein that acts like a sticky glue, binding calcium to your bone matrix. Without it, the calcium you're consuming just floats through your system, often ending up in your arteries, where it can cause other problems. This isn't just my opinion. Studies published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition have shown that a diet high in leafy greens, particularly spinach, is associated with a significantly lower risk of hip fractures in older women. It's a powerful and critical link. The solution was simple and delicious. We had Mary add 1 cup, about 180 grams, of fresh spinach to her morning smoothie, along with a spoonful of almond butter. The healthy fat from the almond butter helps her body absorb the fat-soluble vitamin K. We also had her start sautéing 1 large bunch, about 200 grams, of spinach with garlic and olive oil to have with dinner, making sure it was a consistent part of her diet. Just a quick word of caution. If you are on blood-thinning medication like warfarin, it's vital to talk to your doctor before significantly increasing your intake of vitamin K-rich foods, as it can interfere with the medication. 2. The silent antagonist. Mary's second mistake was something she believed was completely harmless: her afternoon iced tea and a bag of chips. She saw it as a simple snack, a way to relax after a morning of hard work. But what she didn't know was that these harmless indulgences were actively sabotaging her bones. I explained it to her this way. Mary, think of your bones as a bustling city. The constant flow of minerals, calcium, magnesium, potassium, is like the city's lifeblood. But those salty chips and sugary drinks you're having are like a huge, chaotic protest that shuts down the entire city. They create a state of chronic, low-grade acidity in your body, and to neutralize that acid, your body has no choice but to pull precious minerals from your bones. Mary's face fell. But doctor, it's just a little bit of salt and sugar. It's not just a little, I insisted. It's a consistent assault. For every 2,300 milligrams of sodium you consume, your body can flush out up to 40 milligrams of calcium. Over a lifetime, that's a significant amount of loss. This is a well-documented finding, with a report in the Journal of Geriatric Health highlighting that a diet rich in potassium can reduce the rate of bone loss by up to 15%. The fix was simple, but required a change in habit. We had her replace the chips with 1 cup, about 100 grams, of roasted sweet potato wedges. Sweet potatoes are a powerhouse of potassium, a mineral that acts as a powerful buffer against acidity. A single sweet potato contains over 500 milligrams of potassium, which helps keep your body's pH balanced and prevents it from leaching calcium from your bones. We also swapped her sugary iced tea for a glass of warm water with a slice of lemon. These 2 simple changes not only stopped the bone robbery, but also began to rebuild her body's mineral reserves. Now, if you have diabetes, please talk to your doctor about how many sweet potatoes you can safely consume. 3. The humble guardian. Mary's third mistake was her disdain for a vegetable she considered unappetizing and bland: broccoli. She would tolerate it when it was on her plate, but she would never seek it out. She had no idea that this humble vegetable was a guardian of her bone health, holding the whole structure together. I described it to her using an analogy she could relate to. Mary, think of your bones as a complex irrigation system. Calcium is the water, essential but useless without the right plumbing. Broccoli provides the pipes, the magnesium and phosphorus, that guide the calcium to where it needs to go and help it get absorbed. Without these pipes, the water just leaks out and causes damage. She looked at me, perplexed. I don't understand. How can one vegetable be so important? It's a team effort, I explained. Magnesium, in particular, is a silent hero. It helps activate vitamin D, which we know is crucial for calcium absorption. A deficiency in magnesium means that no matter how much calcium or vitamin D you get, your bones won't be able to use it effectively. A single cup of cooked broccoli contains over 40 milligrams of magnesium, plus a healthy dose of phosphorus, which works hand in hand with calcium to build bone density. A study from the National Institutes of Health found a direct link between adequate magnesium and zinc intake and a significant increase in bone mineral density. To make broccoli more appealing, we gave her a new recipe. We had her chop a large head of broccoli, about 300 grams, toss it with a tablespoon of olive oil, a sprinkle of garlic powder, and a touch of paprika, and roast it at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for 20 minutes. Roasting brings out a delicious, nutty flavor that made the vegetable a treat, not a chore. A quick note: if you have a history of thyroid issues, It's always best to consult your doctor before consuming large amounts of raw cruciferous vegetables like broccoli. 4. The collagen catalyst. Mary's fourth mistake was something many of us do without a second thought. She threw away the most nutrient-dense part of her food. When she cooked beets, she would toss the beet greens in the trash, believing they were inedible. But these greens were packed with a powerful bone-building nutrient she was missing. I used a different analogy for this one. Mary, I said, think of your bones not as a solid rock, but as a flexible, dynamic building. They have a strong, protein-based framework, like a steel skeleton, that the calcium clings to. Without that skeleton, the whole building would be brittle and crumble. Those beet greens you're throwing away are packed with a nutrient that is essential for building that framework. Vitamin C. A single cup of cooked beet greens contains a whopping 30 milligrams of vitamin C, a nutrient that is a critical catalyst for the production of collagen. Collagen is the protein that provides the flexible, structural framework for your bones. Without adequate vitamin C, your bones can become brittle and fragile, no matter how much calcium you get. This link has been confirmed by the Journal of Nutrition, which showed that vitamin C intake is directly tied to higher bone mineral density. The solution was simple and resourceful. We had her chop up the beet greens, about 100 grams, and sauté them with a little garlic and olive oil to serve as a side dish with her meals. We also encouraged her to use them in soups and stews. This small change not only reduced food waste, but also provided her with a powerful dose of collagen-building vitamin C. A quick piece of advice: beets and their greens are high in oxalates, which can contribute to kidney stones in some individuals. So, if you have a history of kidney stones, it's best to consume them in moderation and always check with your doctor. 5. The all-in-one powerhouse. Finally, Mary was missing a vegetable that many consider to be a trendy superfood, but which is actually one of the oldest and most powerful bone builders in existence: kale. She was skeptical at first, believing it was just a fad. But I had to convince her that kale was the final piece of the puzzle. Mary, if spinach is the key and broccoli is the pipe, then kale is the entire toolbox. It's an all-in-one powerhouse that contains significant amounts of calcium, vitamin K, and magnesium. It's like having an entire team of experts on your side, all working together in one place. A single cup of chopped kale contains over 100 milligrams of calcium, more than a dozen times the vitamin K of spinach, and a healthy dose of magnesium. It's a triple threat that works synergistically to strengthen your bones. This is why a study from the Harvard School of Public Health found that women who ate more than one serving of kale per day had a significantly lower risk of bone fractures. We helped Mary make kale a part of her daily routine in a way she enjoyed. We had her make a simple kale salad, massaging a large bunch of kale, about 200 grams, with a tablespoon of olive oil and a squeeze of lemon juice. Massaging the kale breaks down its tough fibers, making it tender and delicious. This small ritual not only provided her with a powerful dose of nutrients, but also gave her a sense of control and pride in her health journey. Just like with spinach, if you're on blood-thinning medication, it's essential to consult with your doctor before increasing your intake of kale due to its high vitamin K content. A new beginning for Mary, reclaiming her garden. So what happened to Mary after we addressed these 5 seemingly innocent mistakes? Her story is living proof that a little knowledge and a few deliberate changes can make a profound, life-altering difference. 3 months later, Mary returned to my clinic. But this time, her walk had a new purpose. The shuffle was gone, replaced by a confident, steady stride. And in her hand, instead of a cane, she held a small, beautifully cultivated pot of herbs she had grown herself. She told me, "Doctor, I was able to spend an entire afternoon in my garden without any pain. My back no longer feels brittle. I can finally kneel down and touch the earth again. Thank you for helping me understand that true strength isn't just about what you buy. It's about what you choose to put in your body. It's like you gave me my body back. Today, we've uncovered the 5 seemingly harmless habits that were stealthily stealing Mary's strength. 1. The missing key. Relying on calcium alone without the vitamin K from spinach to activate it. 2. The silent antagonist. The salty chips and sugary drinks that leach precious minerals from your bones. 3. The humble guardian. Skipping the magnesium and phosphorus from broccoli that holds your bone structure together. The collagen catalyst. Throwing away the beet greens that provide the vitamin C needed to build the flexible collagen framework of your bones. 5. The all-in-one powerhouse. Overlooking the incredible combination of nutrients in kale. We've also discovered simple, powerful ways to enjoy your meals and support your body's ability to build and repair itself. Now, I want to ask you, what's your dream? Is it getting back to a favorite hobby, playing with your grandkids, or simply moving through your day with confidence and ease? Share your story and aspirations in the comments below. I would love to hear what motivates you. If this video has brought value to you, please type yes in the comments. And please, share this video with those who could benefit from these insights. I'm Dr. Miller, and I'm making you a promise. Tomorrow, when you prepare your next meal, remember the 5 mistakes we've discussed. Make one small change. Then, just imagine how it would feel to have a body full of renewed vitality and strength. I'll be back soon with more ways to help you thrive.